Hello everyone. Now before I begin, let me just say that I won't be spoiling anything about this film, so don't worry, you're safe. I won't be giving away any specific plot points. Okay, this film, I will admit, I wasn't exactly going into this film with high expectations, because the trailer just seems so silly, so ridiculously over the top, and not necessarily in a good way. But what did convince me was that when I read more about this film, I discovered it had Idris Elba and Ron Perlman in. So I thought, okay, I'll give this a go. So I just saw it today, and I have to say, I kind of like this film. I don't like it that much, but I think it's okay. You know, and that's really the most basic thing you can say about this film. It's just okay. I mean, the story is basic, but acceptable. The effects were pretty good, and they weren't too intrusive. There wasn't really a lot of moments where there was too much talking, and there wasn't really a lot of moments where there was too much action. It was actually balanced out pretty well. You know, it wasn't like the last half of Superman's, like a Man of Steel, where it was just action all the way through. No, it wasn't like that at all. It was actually a pretty decent combination of dialogue and action, which I appreciated, because there was never a moment in this film where I was bored. There was never a moment. It always kept my attention. Don't get me wrong, this film has flaws. The dialogue is atrocious. I mean, the problem with this film when it comes to its dialogue is that it recycles so many old cliches. It just really... I'm trying to think of an example, but there's a scene right at the beginning of the film where a Jaeger, that's a giant robot, and a Kaji, that's the monster, they're fighting in the ocean, and there's a fishing boat, which is essentially caught in the middle of these two. So the Jaeger tries to make sure that the fishing boat gets to safety. You know, they're trying to sort of take it out of harm's way. So one character says, "Let's go fishing." So, let's go fishing. How many times have you heard that line? You know, in that context. There are some other lines, but I'm trying to think of certain ones. It's one of those things where this film throws so many cliches at you, it's hard to actually pick them out individually. There's just so many. I mean, I don't know. Oh yeah, there's another one where another character goes, "Hey, a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do," and he says it in that corny expression, that corny tone of voice, and it's just like, it can grate on you sometimes. But yeah, a dialogue aside, the film was pretty good. I mean, even the talky bits, if you excuse the horrible dialogue, it's, they did tell the story pretty well. You know, they kind of went through it pretty well, because after a while, you kind of stopped. I stopped noticing the bad dialogue, because it was really bad in the beginning, but after a while, it just kind of became background noise. And I don't know, maybe I just got used to it as the film went along, perhaps. I don't know. Now, there are two characters, these scientists, these wacky scientists. You've got an American scientist who is, I don't know, I think he's trying to be cool, perhaps. And you've got this over-the-top, stereotypical British scientist. And it's just, those two. I have to say, when they first appeared in the film, my first reaction was, oh god, oh no, we're going to be stuck with these two idiots for the rest of the film. But surprisingly, they grew on me. I started to like them a little bit by the end of the film, which was kind of a shock. Idris Elba, he plays this stern boss man. He's nicknamed Marshall. He does have another name. I think he's called Stacker Penthouse. I think, or Stacker Penthouse. I can't remember. I know his name's Stacker. I've forgotten what his last name is, but It's a ridiculous. I mean, I can understand. It's a ridiculous name. It really is. And oh yes, Ron Perlman. Now Ron Perlman plays Hannibal Chow, and he's kind of like this. He plays this kind of like a gangster character, and I have to say the way what they've done with Ron Perlman in this film is hilarious. They've got him in this big crimson red suit with gold-plated shoes and huge sunglasses, and he's walking around indoors at night. You know, it's just, I mean, it was just, I mean, one thing you've got to, I think one thing you've got to remember about Pacific Rim is that it's not really a film to be taken too seriously, because it isn't. You know, it's a harmless film. There's nothing really insulting about it. There's nothing really bad about this film. There's nothing really that good about this film either. This film, it falls into the category of films where you watch it, you watch it, you think, yeah, it's okay, and then you never see it again. And that's the thing, I'm probably never going to see this again, but when I say that, I don't necessarily mean that this is a bad film. I'm saying it's just okay. It falls into that category. It's just an okay film. So, would I recommend you see it? Yes, but see it whilst it's still in the cinemas. See it on the big screen. I think that's where you're going to get the most of the special effects. On DVD, it'll probably just be a run-of-the-mill film. Unless you find the story really that captivating. But yeah, whilst it's still in the cinemas, go see it. You know, go see it on the big screen. I think you'll get the biggest experience out of it there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.